It all comes after the mob attack at the U.S. Capitol, and tonight a South Carolina man is now wanted by the FBI for allegedly taking part in the riot. It's the first federal case involving someone from the Carolinas. Court documents show investigators used Andrew Hatley's own selfies, his cell phone location data, and tips from people who know him to identify him as one of the many who stormed the Capitol earlier this month. A former federal prosecutor told the defenders, Nate Morabito, the cases we're seeing now are just the beginning.
Federal investigators have really started picking up their pace, charging more and more people over the weekend, including a man from South Carolina. At the same time, an angry mob invaded the U.S. Capitol. Court records show investigators received a tip this man drove from South Carolina to be in D.C. for the election protests. It took more than a week after the dust settled for them to formally identify and then charge Andrew Hatley with 4 federal crimes. Court records say Hatley not only entered the Capitol wearing a respirator, he also posed for a selfie in front of the statue of former Vice President John C. Calhoun, a lawmaker from South Carolina who fiercely supported slavery.
If you're in the building, there's a case against you.
M. Quentin Williams is a former FBI agent and federal prosecutor. He says the 80 or so federal cases that are already public are just the beginning.
Within the next, I'd say 3 to 4 weeks, you're going to see hundreds of cases. They're just prepping them right now.
The FBI's website lists many more people of interest they need help IDing and tracking down.
We know that there are people across this country who can identify these individuals.
We know at minimum a small number of North Carolinians made the trip to D.C. Some of them face state charges. But so far, no one from North Carolina is publicly named in a federal complaint. Does it surprise you there haven't been any North Carolina cases yet?
No, that's just the luck of the draw at this point. I would assume that most states will have cases.
If anything, Williams says the people arrested later are the ones who will really lose out, likely identified through the cooperation of early defendants who take plea deals in return for shorter prison sentences.
Those who are in early will get a break. Those who defy the investigative tools that are being used, try to escape it, try to hide, they're going to be doing more time.
He says their only defense will be to dispute it's them in pictures. Court records show that's what Andrew Hatley did on his Facebook page. But the FBI says his own cell phone location data shows his cell phone at the Capitol at the time of the insurrection. Court records show an FBI agent called Hatley last week. The man said he wasn't sure how much he should say without an attorney because he could be in a great deal of trouble. Nate Morabito, WCNC Charlotte.